Hello and welcome. Come on in to episode 55. Join me for the Carabao Cup Third Round draw. As we get underway, I'll just do the introductions proper. This is AFC FYLDE, Still We Rise. We're on Football Manager 2020, still my first YouTube Football Manager series. And as we can see, FYLDE have been drawn at home against Wolverhampton Wanderers. For the past 2 seasons, we've been blessed with some big away ties in the FA Cup Third Round, so I was hoping with the Premier League sides involved in the Carabao Cup now that we would get a big name, and we have done. Wolverhampton Wanderers are the team. In fact, we're going to let the draw come to its natural conclusion. Manchester City play Blackburn, a battle of 2 former Premier League winners there. Chesterfield, League 2, they're at home against Reading. Winnable tie for them. Arsenal and Manchester United, both away at League 1 sides. Chelsea at home to Barnsley, but the big game, you can see it, the Merseyside derby. Liverpool will host Everton at Anfield. That is one of the biggest games that they could possibly have drawn. Here we are. FYLDE will play Wolves in the Carabao Cup. Carabao Cup rules mean that it's extra time and penalties if we don't come up with a winner within 90 minutes. I'll tell you how I know that, because FYLDE's game to get to the third round did exactly that. Went all the way into full time and then to penalties. As we reach our game, it's going to be Salford City we play in today's episode. So we're just going to play through the last few days just before. In terms of our recent results, the last time you were here was the 2-1 win in League 1 against Bolton Wanderers, side from the University of Bolton Stadium. We held on following the sending off of Scott Duxbury, conceded 1 goal to Joe Dodoo in the 79th minute, but otherwise navigated our way to 3 more big points. We then played Accrington in the Carabao Cup. A bit of a rotated side, as you can see, the likes of Tyrone Williams and Andy Taylor getting a start. Rocco Rees, our backup goalkeeper, he played really well. And then there were starts for the likes of Devon Green, Nick Horton was involved as well, as was young Sheldon Green. A 2-0 win there against Accrington, fairly routine, but we did see Adam Rooney again amongst the goals. That continued against Peterborough, back at Mill Farm. Paul Gallagher with another goal, and then Adam Rooney. I keep doing it. Wayne Rooney. It's Adam Rooney with the penalty. Gallagher's was a free kick, but the big disappointment here was Jan Songo picking up an injury. He's still out of action. We then had a Desmond, a 2-2 with Doncaster. Goals for the Coasters by Aaron Lennon on the right wing there. We then played Charlton. Now this was an unlikely win, an unlikely away win as well at the Valley. Didn't expect it, but Albert Odoma and Jovan Malcolm late on sealed all 3 points. The last game that we've just played, we're getting very familiar with Salford. As you can see, we've got 3 games against them in a row at Mill Farm. Scott Duxbury opened the scoring, and then Max Broughton just equalised towards the end of the first half for Salford. Neither team could come up with a winner in the second half, so as a result we went to penalties, and in fact we'll just go into the game here to just have a look to see if we can have a look at the shootout. It's not the best screen for it, so we'll check the news feed because they're always good value for the results. Here we are. Yeah, as you can see, FYLDE's penalty, all 4 scored. Gallagher, De Jager, Elphick and Duxbury. Towell and Nike, they both missed for Salford. Devitt did score, but by that point It was academic. We progressed on to the third round, and as you've just seen, we have drawn Wolverhampton Wanderers. We've just got one more day before we play Salford for the second time. We've then got them again in the Leasing.com Trophy Northern Group Stage, just a few days away. Injury to Tom Walker there. I mean, there's no need, is there? Just before a game against his former side as well. That's the last thing that you want to see. One of our better players, Tom Walker. In terms of our under-23s, I do tend to throw a few players down. Limited time. Those in need of match fitness, I normally don't give them more than an hour. As it seems that Sheldon Green is wanted at the minute. That is interesting. I don't know if we need to keep him, because he fulfills this homegrown player quota. Nobody else does for us at the minute, because we've not been able to re-sign Serhat Tazdemir, who I did want to sign originally. We've obviously still got the likes of Neil Byrne on the staff. He is transfer listed, and I'm offering him out for free. I have no need to try and squeeze a bit of transfer fee out of him. I'm looking for a goalkeeper, really, which we don't have in the under-23s. We do in the under-18s. Are either of them any good? Not bad. My idea is that if we do loan out Sheldon Green, we would need to feature somebody else who's come through our academy, and he does seem to fit the bill. Right, okay, that's something for us to consider for the future. The transfer window closes on the 31st of August this year at 11 o'clock. The same day that we play the Leasing.com Trophy, which isn't very helpful. That just means that we'll struggle with our last few deals in the hours just before the window closes. Still, the under-18s did earn a big win over Accrington. Always good to see. Our youth teams do well. Can I see number 5? Minimum of 1 players. So if I were to pick him, does that make it up to 2? Yes, it does. That's interesting. Right. Always good to find these things out. So let's offer Sheldon Green to clubs on loan. Not too worried about wages or anything like that. We're a pretty well-run club. We don't need to worry about that sort of thing. Prior to the game, though, I am just going to freshen up the side. In fact, we're going to bring him onto the bench for the first time. This new young goalkeeper. Tom Walker injured. The game suggests Nick Horton as his replacement. That's fine by me. Horton is on the bench at the moment. I'm going to bring back in Liam Bridcutt. Wings. I do like Aaron Lennon playing out there. I'm going to leave Javan Malcolm. Javan is, of course, our loanee from West Brom. His stats have been increasing steadily over the years. This is his 3rd season on loan with us. As you can see, was here with us in the Vanarama National League, then in League 2 last season, and finally he's here with us again, and has been amongst the goals. Got 10 last season, just 2 in his first year with us. I believe his contract with West Brom, it's been extended. Right, okay, I didn't know that. So he signed a new contract in the summer for another 2 years. That's interesting. And now we're going back to Mill Farm to welcome Salford yet again. But this one with a slightly improved side. You can wear number 19. Don't really care about goalkeeper squad numbers. Does anybody care about goalkeeper squad numbers? I know Wolves have a pretty interesting system where they have a 1 at the end in recognition of one of their former goalkeepers. But personally, not a thing that I look at. Now, we did draw against Salford in that Carabao Cup game, but in truth, their side was pretty much full strength, as far as I remember, whereas we were very much changed. And we did introduce a lot of our substitutes quite early in the second half as well, as Albert Odoma takes a bit of a knock early doors. Salford had the early strike, but we have retaliated with 2 of our own. Salford were in League 2 with us last season. The 2 sides both earning promotion from League 2. Salford via the playoffs. They contested those at the end of the season, whereas we went up automatically as Sky Bet League 2 champions. Really interesting actually to see from League 2 all 3 sides based in the northwest that got promotion. Ourselves, Salford, and of course second place Bolton Wanderers. But Salford do seem to be dominating here at Mill Farm, which is not what we want to see. We want to see our players getting forward. Duxbury here from the left. Long ball up. And that's the type of ball we need to contest. Gallagher recycles. And there's Duxbury free. Oh, it's got to go into Adam Rooney there. There at his near post station. He does like it there. Gets a lot of goals, it seems, from close range. Jamie Proctor, I should say, is returning to full fitness. As Salford have a big chance here. And it is over the bar. Our striker for the last 2 seasons, Jamie Proctor, has pretty much got back on the comeback trail, as we tell our players that was extremely disappointing. They've gone back out there with a bit of motivation. No changes at half time for this game. I'm going to let them play at least until the hour. However, that was the plan. But now that Albert Odoma has picked up a bit of an injury, I think it's time to replace him with Devan Green. Young lad we picked up back at the end of the first season, I believe, from Scunthorpe. He had moved there from Southport, where I saw him in person play against FYLDE in real life last season. He was their best player, but seemed to be not in the first team at Scunthorpe. We actually bought him and Jan Songo from United. As this game is extremely quiet. The one in the Carabao Cup was quite exciting, but I wonder if that was because there were players grabbing their opportunity, players that wouldn't normally get one, such as Rocco Rees in goal, who I've now chose to probably replace with our young lad if Sheldon Green goes out on loan. Oh, Malcolm with the effort there, but he was offside. No excuse for that. He should be looking along the line and he should time his run a little bit better than he did. Changes being made for Salford. We are still, I should say, top of the Sky Bet League 1 ladder, as there are more bookings apiece for both sides. Burke with throwing forward. Overlap by Duxbury and Rooney again. He had the chance there, didn't take it. Do wonder if I should have taken him off, ready for Proctor. We do have 5 minutes of extra time to come. Proctor, of course, not in the squad. That's why I couldn't bring him on. we may bring on, just as a late cameo, Sheldon Green and Ashkan Dejaga, just to see if they make any impact whatsoever in the subsequent 5 minutes. We have performed better in front of goal than Salford. 19 shots to their 9. 9 of them on target we've had. We should have done better, really. But it's a 0-0 draw. As we sort of, that's one probably the most boring game of the season. I do apologise for that. But that's the chance you take. Can't always just pick the exciting games. It does leave us still unbeaten. Ourselves, Coventry and Lincoln, the only unbeaten sides left in the league. We do have a goal difference of plus 15 now, although Coventry are hot on our heels with a goal difference of plus 13. We sit on 17 points, which is ahead of both Ipswich on 16, Coventry, Lincoln 15. In terms of Salford, they're down there in 15th place. Bottom of the table are Scunthorpe, headed up by Fleetwood, Northampton and Forest Green. Both Crewe and Bristol Rovers only out of there by goal difference. Interesting to see. In terms of Sky Bet League 2, I do just want to have a quick look at Morecambe. Now they weren't so hot last season when we were down there in League 2. They started really well. 4 wins, 3 draws, no losses. I believe that is still under Jim Bentley. I think we'll just check that. Indeed, absolutely. Jim Bentley, who returned to Morecambe in the world of Still We Rise. Look at Bradford. They were my tip for promotion last season. Bolton and Bradford were my 2 tips. Bolton went up, not a problem. Bradford just missed out on the playoffs, and that disappointment seems to have caused a bit of a hangover as they find themselves 24th place, unexpected. So the next time you will be with us, I think it'll be another Northwest game that we'll play. I think it'll be Wigan. There on the 14th of September. We welcome Athletic to Mill Farm. Former opponents of FYLDE in that gritty alternative known as Real Life in the FA Cup. But that will be the next team to visit Mill Farm here on YouTube. We've got 1 game against Salford in the Leasing.com Trophy, another rotated side there. Then we travel to Luton, and that's looking likely to be our first loss of the season, to be honest. I think Luton might be one of those sides to get one over on us. And then after we play Wigan, we'll look to play another big team, probably Hull City, just towards the end of September. So thank you for joining us again. We have started moving towards sort of sub 20-minute episodes with the key highlights instead of extended. If you prefer that, do let me know. Drop a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. I think we're at 17 subscribers now, which is much better than I thought we were doing. And after the first few episodes, definitely much better than I thought we'd be doing. But yes, this is all about building experience on YouTube, playing around with the editing techniques, and let's face it, playing a bit of Football Manager. Join me next time as the visitors to Mill Farm will be Wigan Athletic.